first of all, one thing which I'd like to say upfront is that we have to embrace this. Okay, we have to accept the fact that this is like a feature for this is like a feature for LLMs, and this is not like a bug. So it's always going to happen, and you always have to have systems which will allow you to uh, like kind of flag off when this is happening. And of course, for things which are sensitive and very important, you need to have that manual check. And I mean, we are talking about marketing, but in domains like healthcare, for example, it's absolutely important that that level of disease identification and these kinds of use cases, very important, that that element of manual check and the element of expert looking at what is the output of something before just passing it on to a patient, for example. Okay, so now in marketing departments, and let me show you what when you say hallucination, since we already looked at this example, you know one thing, and it's now when it is saying that there are 3,000 projects. Okay, sometimes it could be just inventing URLs. In this case it is not, but you might be surprised to know that sometimes URLs, reference URLs, also are invented. There, if you go to that URL, it's like a blank page. There is nothing there. Okay, so uh, so it's not it doesn't, like, if you just ask it to give sources, it may be just hallucinating sources. Okay, so that also happens. It will give you things, it could give you things which are 10 years old. Okay, so then again, that is not important. That doesn't serve your purpose. Okay, it could give you like an unnecessarily rosy and optimistic view of the market, and it always happens. Okay, it could overstate figures. So for that, one so there are two ways in which you can solve this. One is that you give it whatever information you already have, or if you have found a good PDF, like a good market research PDF on solar, right? You you pre-feed it, and then you start prompting it. Okay, so what I'm describing to you is nothing but a custom GPT. So just to show you what basically when you say custom GPT, just a moment, you show an example of yeah. So this is a custom GPT. I use Perplexity a lot, so I'm showing this to you on Perplexity, but you can use it on any LLM. And what basically it allows you to do, it is allows you to, like, you can see these are the files, okay, which I have pre-fed to the to this custom GPT. Not only that, I can put in links, I can put in instructions, instruction with respect to how to prevent hallucination. I mean, it's not done yet, but to prevent hallucination, I can have instructions here, right? So all of this is possible. If so, what happens is, if you know that this is a good market research PDF, and then you upload it, and then you are asking in your prompt that, okay, when you're giving me facts, please, your first source should be the PDF, right? So then you're assured that, okay, it's looking at things which you have manually verified. You have manually checked the PDF and then you uploaded it, right? So that becomes, then it becomes a reliable output. The other is that you can give a very detailed prompt with respect to, and I'm showing this right now, um, with respect to the to ensure that hallucination is limited. Now, what is the level of prompting that you can do? So for example, it is here, you can see this, for every evidence item, provide a direct URL. So sometimes what happens, it just gives you a search URL. So you should say, okay, give me a direct URL from some magazine or whatever. Publish date. Provide publish date because I said that it can give you something which is very old also. Okay. Provide notes to explain, especially when it comes to like sizing the market, right? So if you're saying that, okay, if there are 25,000 projects happening, if you have estimated it, give me how you have estimated it. How does it add up to 25,000, right? So these are things which you can say, uh, and you can also qualify what it's supposed to look at. It's only, you can say, okay, only look at press releases, only look at official sites. It's give a list of like 10 different kinds of sites that it can pick up as references. Okay, so this is where a lot of I would say, just like in news websites, fact checking has become so important. On Facebook, false posts or accounts which are fictitious accounts, for example. For them, it's one of the main areas where they are trying to really remove that problem. So, in the case of LLMs, you can be sure that all of them, they are trying to reduce the hallucination because that's going to get more people to start using it. Okay, so detailed prompting is one thing that you can do. The other is, and which we have started doing it recently, which is have another LLM which can do the fact check. So basically, suppose you have used Perplexity for getting the output, you prompt another LLM, and you basically assign the role of a checker, fact checker, for another LLM, and then you ask it to check the claims made by Perplexity. So that's those are the two things. To summarize, it's basically you pre-feed resources which are reliable. Okay, before you prompt, that's the first thing you can do. And the second thing is that you have very detailed prompts. Okay, uh, the more, like, we'll be showing you some examples of how you can do detailed prompting, but uh, I mean, there is sometimes this mindset that the AI knows what you want and it's getting smarter and all this reasoning models. So whatever happens, even after 5 years, it is still going to be important to tell the AI system what you want. Okay, and the more detailed the prompt is, the better. Okay, so this is an example of a detailed prompt, and it just amazes me the number of businesses who are not doing this right now, and they are using, the entire team is using LLMs, and they're just looking at wrong information day in and day out, and it's guiding their decisions, right? So yeah, this can be pretty dangerous. Okay, so please account for that.